Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Primetime Trilogy. Back for the empty empty stream hype. We're gonna probably finish the game today, to be completely fair. Maybe even start two at the same time. Is that the transcoding of what I said? The Blam Dam Bam Bam Trilogy. I have discovered electrolytes. It's what plants crave. Ugh. Watch me have lost literally all forms of motor control that I had yesterday. No, get out of here. You're a cartographer. A cars talk? Are you going to sign the petition to let the one man from the EU drink the red juice, the red liquid from the sarcophagus? Did you see that? Motherfucking tomb of unknown origin containing 3 corpses. Oh, the guy that types things into a courtroom. Types things into a courtroom. Shit. Yeah, I don't know, because you've got the person that is creating the transcription for it, but yeah, I think he has a specific name. You can't get me, because I'm behind you. Look at me and my indiscriminate murder. Because then you've also got the one that does the art, too. I've always found that to be such a strange, like, continuation of past behaviors, having somebody actually make artwork of the courtroom. It's still a thing. Stenographer. Not a guy that makes goddamn maps. You're a cartographer. You just are. You have to accept this about you. Yep, we're going this way. But, like, we have goddamn video equipment now, but still we need somebody to make art because that's just how it's always been. What a good way to start this stream about Metroid Prime. I hope this is what all of my future streams are about. Honestly, that's kind of why I wanted to stream instead of Let's Playing, so that I could just shoot shit with people. Did I get the tree item? What tree item? The hell are you talking about? Because this is the only tree that I'm thinking of, and there's no items in there. I can't go here yet, because I'm still... Well, actually, can I go here because lava? No, I need grappling hook. Yes! Yes, I did! And guess what? It was super missiles. It wasn't bomb. I already got it. You missed it. And I made fun of you when I got it last stream, too. This is what you get. I'm gonna guess it's gonna tell me where. I gotta start the game over again. I gotta go back and do it again so that you can see. Alright. That means it's time to get Ice Beam, boys. I even went to the gym yesterday to try to unhinge my fucking shoulder because of how strange it is sitting in this position. And it's still really sore. Excessively so. Exceptionally dumb! Why would you attack Samsu? I have shown time and time again that your method of surprise the ground, I am here, is not gonna help you. Say a jaw or someone. No thanks, boyo. It's fine. I'm smarter than that on occasion. Don't be worried. Be very worried. Plated parasite. They don't do the die. They just do the be in your way all the time. How do you get over there? You have to start on this side? Maybe? I remember this room being sort of a puzzle, but I don't remember if I can start it yet. What is this otherworldly pestilence that infests the land, seeking out life in its blind need for corruption? And where did the meteor that brought it originate? Phase! Was it crafted by alien hands? Or is it a roving chunk of plastic that suffered a violent end? Our minds quail in horror at the thought that long ago, in some corner of the universe as yet unseen by our eyes, an entire planet was perhaps once coated with this great poison. Whatever cataclysm may have ruptured that doomed place must have been mighty indeed, and if other meteors from it spread through space, bearing this evil to the far corners of the universe, we hold fast to the hope that this is not, so the only surviving remnants of this evil are here, on Talon 4. Then at last there is hope for its eradication. I love that. Like, I don't know if Retro Studios had a plan, like a 10-year or 5-year plan for the Prime series, but they already knew exactly what story they were going to write by the time they got to that point. It's not even a retcon, it was already in the game. Maybe the pizza is aggressive. I don't know. You can't prove anything. I swear to God that's where you're supposed to do this. I don't think I can do a double morph ball jump to get up to it there. You can jump across here. Shit. Is there a secret that I have to find in order to raise a little pillar that I can climb up? I think I remember this room requiring a come back with a different item before you can solve the vertical puzzle, but we already have the spider ball track, so it would seem kind of silly to require that. We come backtrack. Is behind this strange device? Oh, yep, your pre-flight plant. Okay, so we're just gonna climb this. That's how we solve our problems. Son of a bitch. Alright, I'll come back later. I wanna go get the ice beam. And fight goddamn Chozo ghosts. I love immediately the music switches over to maybe the bad is happening. Maybe try to make your time elsewhere. Oh, this isn't even the bad yet. Cordite. Cordite, go bye-bye. And now what do you say? Something behind the wall seems to have been activated. I looked at it and it made a decision. Alright, so that's that one, and I believe I still need to be able to get this one going. I don't remember from where or why, though. Unless you can just go straight up using... Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's only the boost wall that I have to worry about. Goddamn half-pipe puzzles. This is not a physics-based game. There we go. Why does the bomb make me jump up? Why does the bomb make me jump up instead of flying off of it? Oh, now that we have Spider Ball, there's a couple more items that we can go get in the Talon overworld. If I'm being fair, though, I was complaining yesterday about how basically the only bad part of the game is the part where you have to backtrack constantly to go and... Or rather, it's set up so that you've already effectively beaten the game, and then it gives you the artifacts and says, go do the thing. Go backtrack and play the rest of the game again. So it was just kind of like a haphazard section that they wanted to pad out the gameplay with, but at the same time, it's kind of alright, because there's a lot of instances of things that, unless you knew exactly where it was and went for it as soon as you got each individual upgrade in the game, this doesn't seem right. That was back here. Just bounce a lot and we'll be fine. Am I missing something? I don't think that that was supposed to be the puzzle here. Unless I can just continue. Oh yeah. I can just go down the hallway. That was literally just for the missile upgrade. I'm overthinking things. Why would the Chozo give me this if it was just available right from the beginning? God, I love that. Lower, lower, and lower. The encrusted one. If you read these words, then our hope has not been in vain. Your path is fraught with danger. Monstrosities beyond description lurk in the shadows. Yeah, it gets worse. This game's kind of tame compared to 2 and 3. Starving, hunting for prey. Searching for ways to quench the poisonous urges that bloom in their brains. Some of these are shrewd, but they are blinded by their evil designs, believing in the black promise of the great poison. Your path is wrought with frothy danger. Frothy great poisons is a great cup of joe. They seek to harness it for their own ends. It is these last few that are the greatest dangers. When you rid the universe of these creatures, you will be the true encrusted one. So we saw the future, but you don't count as being the good guy until after you finish the job that you set out to do. Chozo script translated. None know if our temple, the Cradle, will prove powerful enough to contain this evil forever. For now it wraps around the abomination, cutting it off from the world above. However, we believe this power of or cipher, which has been produced by linking the 12 artifacts, should be strong enough. Well, the pirates haven't figured it out yet. The fate of this world is now left to the one who will collect all the artifacts in the future. The time when the encrusted one knows is approaching. Yay. Many Chozo are gifted. Cool. We can see the future. The universe becomes more and more complete. We peer forward, seeing prophecy in the ripples of the water, hearing rumors of coming days on the breath of the wind. Though we celebrate this distant sight, many of these visions are dark. The worst of the prophecies, and the most common, tells of the coming of the worm. Born from parasites, nurtured in the poisoned womb, the worm grows, devouring from within, until the world begins to rot. Not all prophecies come to pass, of course, but we cannot help but fear this dark portrayal. Portent is a big bet. You know, if they had just let the Phazon destroy the planet, then we wouldn't have a Metroid Prime, and then the whole series would be done. Thanks, Chozo. Nah, nothing over here. It's so weird playing this game with, like, MOBA-style move mouse to the edge of the screen, but also with a waggle stick. Like, imagine playing a MOBA game, but you're playing it with a Wii controller, looking at the screen that way. It'd be kind of weird. You were wrong yesterday. This isn't Zebus, this is Talon 4, and I'm slightly... Wait, you thought that this was Zebs? Zebzo? I want to scan you. Oh, that's not him. Nope, try again. Nope. There we go. A Chozo Ghost, a spectral entity, bioelectric field invulnerable to natural energies. All these entities phase in and out of existence. The only way to track them accurately is with X-ray scanning. This partially phased nature makes them invulnerable to natural energy types such as fire, ice, and electricity. So only balls of plasma? Aggressive and erratic behavior is most likely due to the corrupting effects of the Phazon and Talon 4 environment. They appear to be drawn to the Chozo religious sites, because they are Chozo, where they wreak havoc upon anything that dares enter the area. They want to prevent the Phazon from being killed, or are they serving as guardians? Other M infusion being on other... Wait. I don't remember which game is where, besides Other M infusion, because they're on ships. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. To be fair, I had no idea that Zebus and Talon 4 were in the same solar system, or same planetary system, according to the pirate holographic imaging. Do the big one, so I can shoot you Big Bang and make you dead. Nope, that's the wrong one. Well, okay. This is supposed to be, like, super difficult, but that's fine. I do remember this game being a lot more difficult than before. Oh yeah, Zebus is I think the Metroid, the original game's planet, and it's the pirate, like, base, because it was basically uninhabitable, except it had a bunch of good rock formations. And then Talon 4 wasn't the homeworld of the Chozo, but they happened to take it in before the pirates did, like, way before the pirates did, as just kind of a nature preserve. And then the Phazon happened at about the same time the pirates were finished up being killed by Samus, and they came over to the planet trying to mine it. So what happened was the events of Metroid 1 finished, and within, like, hours or even minutes, Samus found the distress beacon and is now starting Metroid Prime, the series. Like, there's no time in between Metroid and Metroid Prime 1 at all. It's crazy. Who could forget the classic planet of SR-388? Yeah. It's the Metroids, boyo. Things bound to earthly shapes are temporal and frail. Existing in a single dimension, they are fragile, vulnerable, and ultimately mortal. However, not all things obey this law. Shapeless, they wait beyond the realm of perception, emerging only when one arrives who can feel their presence. Such is the will of the Chozo. Our will to defeat the evils seeping into this planet remains. We desire only to see the darkness meet its end. This will of the Chozo has no mind or reasoning of its own, though. This will be the entrusted one's trial. So they knew that by becoming space hippies, they'd eventually turn into space ghosts. Space bird ghosts. And apparently, they're literally here as a means by which to try to make sure that we're the real chosen one and not the fake Samus chosen one. Might also explain why the pirates are unable to follow through with getting rid of the artifacts, because they're being guarded by space ghosts. You could just think of a name for that one. So, like, fuck it, numbers and letters will do. I think the concept was... it may have had a name, and I don't know if that was retconned in with the most recent Metroid game, Samus Returns, but it was effectively kind of... It was a big old bastion for Chozo shit, but it also happened to be... I love this. It's literally just this one section over here. It also happened to be kind of like a big research base for the Chozo, and that's the planet they invented Metroids on, so it became their home planet. And the only reason it was an ideal environment was because of the fact that the Chozo literally terraformed it for the sake of producing a bioweapon. So, I mean, the Chozo may have given it a name, but they don't speak Galactic Federation English. Galactic Federation Standard English. Oh, I gotta go into the back first and shoot the orb and go inside of it. Right, okay. So there's a chance. And then the Galactic Federation came in, and they're the ones who just... Wait, did I go in this room? Is this how I came in? They may have been the ones that decided... Yeah, okay. That the planet was going to be given that name. Probably because that's the name of the star. Like, I don't know if you've played a lot of space games, but a lot of times what will happen is the star will be given a name, and it will usually be something completely random or useless. Eventually you run out of important names and you just start using numbers, because there's so many stars out there. Some Stellaris, yeah. I suppose that would work. No, I haven't played that yet. I want to, but I've kind of shy away from strategy games. But I do love my space games. I think what sold it on me was in Stellaris, there was one section where you fire a cannon, like an energy cannon, and then it makes a joke about how, like, sometime in the distant future, somebody gets hit by that stray cannon because there's nothing in space to stop it from traveling on forever. Being garbage at something doesn't make it not fun. You just have to turn on the cheat codes. I should probably scan the big Chozo. The big bad Chozbo. It says, according to Chozo lore, these statues survived as the watchful guardians of tombs and shrines. Its outstretched hands are empty, as if awaiting an offering. Anyway, point being, the star would have a name, right? It would just have a series of numbers and shit, and then all of the planets in it would be like SR388, or SR381, SR382, SR384, etc., etc. Offline. It has deactivated itself automatically. And because it's already going to be in star logs and written down and shit, the Galactic Federation's not going to care about taking indigenous populations' naming schemes and overriding what they are in the official lore. And because Samus is a employee of the Galactic Federation, you end up in a situation where she uses the names of the Galactic Federation instead of the Chozo. You can't turn on cheat codes when doing a multiplayer with your mates. That's what you think. I heard there's be hacks sometimes. Name my spawn star in Stellaris to Fungal Power, and all of my planets were Fungal Power. One. yeah. So you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm laying down. You're picking up what I'm throwing at you. You're catching hands. You're a big boy now. So it made sense, I swear. I just need you to stop talking now. Enough of the things that you keep saying. Holding maintenance pool, reflect, do I need to go in the pool and blow something up? I don't remember. You know, this is half pipe. I gotta drain the pool. Fractures detected. Telluric alloy. I don't remember what telluric... Is that just... Maybe it's just another alloy that we can take out with a bomb. Probably. Sploosh! Cannonball! Bang. And the water goes away. So now we're going to, again, because this is just what Samus do, indiscriminately murder all of these dudes. It's good to know you. You are sort of in my way. Not really, but... You don't want to take any chances. This is space. We could get space aids. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize that. So they're there somewhat as a means by which to not necessarily prevent your progress, but kind of like serve as a little blockade if you wanted to use the half pipe. But they also grab you when you make it to the top, so you don't have to worry about pushing the stick at the right time. It's just an auto catch for you at least once. They're trying to be nice as game devs. I mean, they're trying. Saltwater, delicious. I love how the actual like effects of the gun itself. So we have the normal power beam, and it's done this in the past, but the wave beam, because it's a wide shot, it literally just extends the gun extendo, and then ice is tall and plasma is long. You have 10 hours in Octopath, and you still have yet to get all of the travelers. Sounds about right. I heard the game is like 100 hours long. Like, easy 100 hours long. With about 80 hours of good. I am still very much on the fence. I'm probably gonna wait. It's like it's that long if you do all the stuff. Yeah, can you like just beat the game with like one traveler and not pick up any of the other ones? I have no idea how that works. It's closer to 60 with just peoples. You can just do whatever the hell you feel like. Alright, so this is an elevator. That looks like a telluric alloy. It's probably not, so I'm going to shoot it anyway just to make sure. Good. I'm defacing the furniture. Well, maybe the other ones are. But it would take a lot of grinding to just do one. Yeah, because you do need the strategy and the effect of having multiple hitters. But you can only have 4 people in a team at a time, so like optimal speedruns would probably be with 4 people, I imagine. Alright, I don't remember where this goes. Let me check. I always press the wrong one. I keep thinking map should be further away than the options button because select, but I legit don't remember what that... I think it goes to its own elevator that goes down to Fendrana Drifts. Yeah. One elevator goes to Fendrana Drifts. No, this is Talon Overworld. The hell? The other one goes to Magmoor Caverns, doesn't it? You level up as you play more stories, so you wouldn't be passively leveling up as you complete other chapters if you're just doing one guy. It's essentially doing the challenge run of the game. Alright. I still don't know. I never had the opportunity to play the sprite-based 2D artwork-based game. The Resi... or not the Resi. We've been talking about Resident Evil too much. I've not had much opportunity to play games like Octopath in the past. And what I hear is Octopath has effectively... It doesn't do anything new, but it does a bunch of what the old games did right. But it's still just that. It's like a homage to the old-style RPG that's mostly story-driven. And it relies on its story and then has charming pixel art because that was the technical limitation of the time. I'm kind of a little worried that I might not enjoy it that much just because of the nature. Like, I've tried to play through Final Fantasy VI. I don't know, I've started it maybe 10 times. I don't think I've ever managed to make it more than 10 hours in. But I didn't start trying to play it until maybe a couple of years ago, when it had already been spoiled on literally everything else. I love this. This is one of my favorite synergies. It's not as good as the plasma beam, but they freeze and one missile and they shatter. And now we are a dangerous threat to the Metroids. Good night. It's so much easier than wasting 5 missiles. Right here just drops us into the Talon overworld. Unless you're playing Obrick, who is the tankiest boy and does big boy damage. Extra strength. And it's not as challenging. Maybe. Yeah, I'll probably wait until I get until it goes on sale of some kind, and then pick it up as like a road trip style game. And again, I mean, I end up losing interest in other road trip style games just because I'm bored, because I'm stuck in a car. How does your spikes resist the ice? This isn't the way we're supposed to be going yet. We gotta go get... Oh, dude, we getting gravity suit already. I forgot. Jeez, this game goes so fast. I forget how small this game actually is. Especially when you know where you're going and you don't get lost for half of it. That was weird. Should we save after we got the 1 missile upgrade? We'll never make it otherwise. Not all who wander are lost. Shut up. Okay, this goes to Talon Overworld South. Oh, now that we have space jumps into ices, we can... No, because that vertical tower in Talon Overworld is... Shit, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you need... No, you get the X-ray visor. We don't get the X-ray visor now. I'm pretty sure you get that quite a bit later. But we have the ice beam, so like either room works, but I'm pretty sure it's not this one yet. Or it's not the other one. I forgot about this thing. It's like it's got little spikes, but they kind of look like eyeballs, maybe. Get out of here. Oh, it just explodes. That's fine. I don't care if you freeze to death. Yeah. Dude, do we just straight up get the X-ray visor now? I thought that was way later on in the game. Because I don't think you need the the X-ray visor in order to get the gravity suit, which I thought was the next thing. Because the gravity suit's necessary to progress into the sunken ship because it's full of water. What a pile of numbskulls. You could just drop right there. Oh man, I got a hair in my eye. God damn it. Why does this have to happen to me of all people? Is there anything extra up here? Plus Ultra. So I heard Darling in the Franxx is actually a really terrible show now. It ended with just nonsense and didn't have a cohesive presentation. Not enough of a cohesive presentation moving into the end. Oh yeah! Bandenzinium. I'm pretty sure that's a power bomb. I don't have those yet. Son of a bitch. Alright, we'll go down then. Sounds like something that... sounds like someone that didn't enjoy... No. It was actually... Oh, shit. I gotta open this from the other side? I guess this is a secret shortcut. I guess we are going in through the other elevator. Just what I get for trying to think I'm smart. No, it was Mother's Basement that said that he really didn't like Darling in the Franxx. And you know how much he fucking loves Gurren Lagann. I'm pretty sure most people enjoy Gurren Lagann. If they don't, I think they probably don't enjoy anime. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm not going to say for certain, but everything that I've seen that says it's bad is like there was a reasonable amount of build-up, but they destroyed her character after she got into a relationship. None of the other characters could really hold the game, the show together by themselves, and the science fiction plot lines were incredibly shallow and already done before. Shit, I gotta go back up. And they just throw out a bunch of cheap shots in terms of emotional pull that didn't make any sense. The story didn't maintain coherency enough to really be worth watching. His argument... Did you watch his video? Because his argument for why Gurren Lagann's worked and this one didn't is because Gurren Lagann was, from the beginning, set up to be a constant power draw. Like, the whole thing was driven by the fact that big dick, big energy constantly. Everything was always getting bigger and stronger and over the top. And the ending, as stupid as it was, fit because we had been growing to that point all the way up until then. And the ending... Like, it didn't try to make sense. Maybe that's not it. But the ending to Frankie girl in the robot shell. I can't say I can think of any way so as to make an actual giant human being in space make any kind of reasonable sense. Punching people with galaxies kind of makes sense within the confines of literally a galactic power. Literally an entity that's attempting to stop progress for the sake of the universe. So why the hell not punch each other with a bunch of spinning discs of stars? It was too tame for it to work. I'll watch it. I'm probably gonna get pissy about it. I can't hit him with my ice. Would you not? Hold still. I love how when they get frozen, they're still flying. What is this? What is that? Why is the jetpack still working and they're just floating there? Oh, these are pirates that fell out of the ship and they're not actually dead. Oh, he just dies immediately. No probability missiles were a thing in Gurren Lagann. They didn't seem to fit the increase in power. Probability missiles were a thing in Gurren Lagann that didn't seem to fit. I'll say okay, because I have not seen Gurren Lagann in a long ass time. I don't remember what that is. Maybe I should watch. That's what I'll do. I'll watch Gurren Lagann and then I'll watch Darling in the Franxx, and it'll just ruin it. How they worked is if there was a timeline in which they did. Oh, that kind of makes sense. Actually, I like that concept. I think Digibro's big complaint, or not Digibro. Oh, that's a box of Phazon. Oh, we could come over here before and just get stuck on the water, couldn't we? Material seeping out as a Phazon. His argument was that it could have worked and there was a lot of potential, but they just kept dropping the ball on a bunch of different story parts because it was more of a teen romance instead of a Dragon Ball Z over-the-top power shoot like Gurren Lagann was. I don't know, go watch the video, see if you agree with him or not. I generally agree with him on almost everything that he presents, but I have not seen the show, so I can't really... And I don't really ever care about spoilers either, so I just watch his stuff to see whether or not I would enjoy watching a show. I like science fiction, but not when they don't try. Alright, we're here. I'm pretty sure now that we have Ice Beam, we're just supposed to go back to Iceland, funnily enough. Probability missiles sound like they'd be fun, though. It's like quantum immortality. If you could turn that into like an engine or a drive or something. Just fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, boy. Alright, Magmore Caverns, Fendrana Drifts, and we fought Icy Rock Boy over here in the Quarantine Cave. That's right, that's right. So we fought the Quarantine Cave, we go up here. This is the Space Pirate Land, and that's the door we need to get to that's got the ice door. Son of a bitch. Alright, so that goes to Magmore Caverns. Magmore Caverns goes to this Talon Overworld West. Talon Overworld West, where's Magmore Caverns? There's Magmore Caverns East. Off of the Root Cave. Alright, back to the Root Cave. I know my route now. Onward to victory. I think his other complaint was that there was just a bunch of instances of Trigger doing Trigger things because they were Trigger things, not in any way because of the fact that they were actually trying to portray a unique thing. It wasn't... I can make a better argument once I watch it, so I think I'm just gonna leave that subject of conversation for another day. And when it comes up, I will have a righteous fury. 2 of them, in fact, side by side, probably kissing. How about these freeze? There's just a big block on the bottom. And he was still doing ice damage, or fucking freezy damage to me. You will defeat no one, Freezy Pop. So, is this the one time that there wasn't like a special elevator you could go through that you had to backtrack from? Because I know I complained the first time we had to backtrack to get the space jump boots. But I don't think there's an easier... Because both of the elevators after the ice beam bring us back to Talon Overworld, which I'm pretty sure just lead us back to this path. Whose entire purpose is to get us back to the close to Space Pirate Base Fendrana Drifts. Ah, well. It could be worse. I wish I could just take my gunship to different points on the overworld as you unlock them. And then anywhere in the overworld you could just summon the gunship. I don't know how if that would break up the flow or not, because they were trying to maintain Metroid in the 3D environment, right? And a lot of what made Metroid before was the backtracking. But I feel like backtracking is the result of one of 2 things. And you can only make it work, god damn it, in a couple of situations. One, it's because of a technology limitation. You can only have so much map, so you want to reuse as much of it as possible. And that is forgivable until the technology catches up, at which point it's only just there because it's there. It's tropey. Damn it. Then you end up with backtracking that exists for a stylistic reason. And that stylistic reason requires of you... I thought this was where I was supposed to go. Where's the entrance on the... Oh, there it is. It's because I didn't have the grappling hook. If it's for a stylistic reason, you have to do something to make that backtracking better. Like, in Magmore Caverns here, because of the fact that you go through it so many times, there's a bunch of grapple hook points. So once you get the grappling hook, backtracking through it just feels good, because you can skip so much. You can go through it so much faster. I gotta say, though, that it's hard to do that without making it feel like you're just doing it because you're trying to pad out for time. Like, I imagine maybe you want somebody to experience the same place more than once, so you don't want the game to be linear. But, like, you could argue... Somebody would try to argue that this game isn't linear because it has the backtracking elements and you can go everywhere you want, but there's a distinctive order to which you have to do the major things in the game. And you can bypass some things with regards to when you get upgrades and special other things in the game. But for the most part, doing so is still just a matter of when you choose to do the special content, but it only gets unlocked in a linear fashion. It's not available to you whenever you feel like. And there is an Why do you dodge so much? Why must you be this way? Does the bullet travel faster if I charge it? I don't think so. I think it travels the same speed. Oh, maybe a little bit faster. Doesn't make a huge difference, though. Is that the way I just came from? Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoy stupid content, going back to the Darling and the Franks thing, for the sake of being stupid, and I enjoy serious content for the sake of being serious. I think maybe the big problem was that Gurren Lagann knew it was campy, and everything that I've seen of Frank so far, it looks like it's trying... It is taking itself more seriously. I don't know. Maybe... I like The Room. It's not a good movie. Could be, but it's not. I think that's just a save room, right? I might as well use it. It'll give me my big energies back. It's a good thing. I'll have to keep it in mind when I go and watch it. I've always wanted to do like an anime or anime style book club where you watch an anime real quick that week and come back and discuss it with somebody else, but I tried that with Fargo, and then neither one of our schedules worked out. He couldn't keep up with how fast I wanted to watch the animes, and then he ended up doing it with another friend of his. Ugh. Terrible. Shit, actually, which one? Never mind, I thought I had to go all the way back through the pirate base. If I only have to go over here, and this can bring me to where I need to go, I'll take it. Why does Ultra Cold need to open this door if it's surrounded by Ultra Cold? Come here. Oh yeah, Phendrana Drifts. The best music. Honestly, in my opinion, the best zone music in this game. So now we need to climb down. Yeah, I think it's just in the bottom down here. Don't think there's anything special I need to do. What the hell are those puppies doing? Right, I'm gonna jump over here. And I missed. Now I must climb for it. Get off of me. I did not give you permission to behave this way. Not even trying. The beam was firing in time with the music. Hey, is this really the entrance right away to the Space Pirate base? They're that close to one another? I guess they are. And they have still yet to turn the power back on. Guess I just broke it. Hey, are you gonna tell me about the gravity patterns? Ha! Amazing. The gravity patterns. The only person streaming this game, and no one's gonna find it. Alright, so yep, we're getting the gravity suit next, which will allow us to traverse Big Boy Land. Actually, I don't remember what you get out of the ship, to be completely honest. This might be going the right way. I think there's another secret entrance on the bottom of that section, but I think we need the gravity suit to be able to interact with it. Now we're just playing with giant floating stingrays. Hey, Ice Boy. Don't charge me. I think I need to ice you, right? Figuratively ice. Literally missile. What the hell? Okay, that was some 5 pixel wide textures on my screen. He's gone quiet. I bet he's watching the video so as to come up with arguments against it. Oh my goodness. I forgot that these guys show up this early. They have long tentacles. Hunter Metroids. Adolescent Metroid. Energy siphoning tentacle increases its threat level. According to hentai, tentacles increase your threat level. As Metroids develop, they become more efficient predators. An energy-draining tentacle allows them to attack at a distance. Quick to anger, a Hunter Metroid will charge troublesome prey and attempt to ram them into submission. Cold-based attacks are still quite effective against these creatures. Hey, how about you don't? The first time you come in, I should have had you fight a Hunter Metroid before we get to this point. Because they take away the ability for ice to really do anything later on. But that doesn't necessarily mean... Can I shoot it from here? It doesn't look like it. Huh. I guess it just doesn't want you to? Because I know that's what we need to shoot. Oh, I do remember this being a bit of a pain. I could not for the life of me figure out how to get that missile. You just need to drop another one of the stalactites down on it. But I don't remember how to even get to it. At least the music is good. That's always a plus. Well, we have everything available to go back to the entrance, but beyond that, I thought you had to have the grapple beam to get through this room. Because I don't think I can make this jump. It looks close, and I've said that before that I couldn't make a jump, and I totally could. Am I not supposed to make that jump either? Like I'm only Only supposed to have... Really? You gonna be like this to me? To me, of all people. Yeah, maybe I can shoot some of those stalactites from up here. I think maybe I had to come back with the... No, I did not. That's right. I somehow had to be able to shoot that one from here. Not quite sure I remember how that works. Because I don't think I can even... Yeah, there's nothing to scan. You can grapple to these bad boys. I think this is the only other place they show up in besides the underground fortress of Metroids. The sport of glider riding. Using a grapple to attach to a glider and then staying on it as long as possible. That actually sounds kind of cute. Oh, here it is. That's right. I can shoot this one from here, I believe. Maybe. There we go. And then from there, I can shoot the other one. Oh, come on. What the hell? I fell, but it didn't give me access to my space jump boots. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can shoot the other one from here. Yeah. Maybe it has to be from the other side? I could have sworn it was right here. I don't really want to waste all of my missiles. Hey, maybe I can cheat the system. Did that work? Damn, it didn't work. Yeah, use grapple beam to get to the other one. That's fine, though. And then I believe once you have grapple beam and you're up top there, you can also shoot the one that's hidden in the ceiling up there. This is just a save room. We are supposed to shoot that one. Why? Why is life have to be this way? Samsu? Would you mind shooting missile better? Because, like, you can't even lock onto... No, you can lock onto it from here. Right, we've been locking onto it from here. You just have to hit the right pixel. You just gotta be real good. Alright, let's go get that... Let's go get the gravy suit. Yeah, that's why I didn't like that pickup, is because you have to wait until you get the grapple beam before you can come back and get it. Which, I mean, it's cool that there's another grapple beam section in the game, but... I guess. Space Pirates! How could you be like this on today? Alright, get hit by a beam, please. One beam, please. Slow fire rate. Easy peasy. I only lost an entire health bar. I'm beginning to run out of missiles. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so grapple beams to continue up here, but also X-ray visor, I believe. I'm pretty sure... Wait, have I not scanned that before? No, I have, okay. I'm pretty sure, like, pretty much 100%, that there are invisible platforms in this room. Because I think you can see the snow falling on them later, but you can't right here? No. Grapple beam's just to get over there right now. This right here? Nah, I definitely can't make that jump. Besides, we're going down anyway. We're going into the disgusting liquid. To the angry static fish. A Zeljap. A Gelzap. Aquatic predator made of electrically bound skeletal halves. Like, it's cool and all. We got a corpus callosum connecting the two sides of our brain. But, like, this entire man is connected with two halves. What a man! That's, actually, I think that's the gun that I need. Linked only by electrical impulses, the two halves have somehow function effectively through the launch the Zeljap to the top of the Talon Force aquatic food chain. And then he's made of lightning, so I'm like, hey, how's it going? You gonna open your mouth at me and be angry? And then he falls apart. That is a very bad weakness. It's a terrible weakness to have. Imagine somebody just walking up with a taser and stabbing you in the stomach and you just, like, pop in half. That's okay. I really didn't feel like being alive today. Off skiffer. I also want to point out how annoying it is that being underwater makes my vision clouded. Because for some reason all water is full of so many particulates that it's impossible to see. But then we get the gravity suit, and water is no longer an issue in even the slightest way. You can move freely, and you can just see everything. The gravity suit comes with a fucking Instagram filter. I caught one and he died. Yeah, I caught a bird and a zip zap. Zippity zap boy. Oh wow. I didn't expect to be able to actually hit that one from here. Does this one work too? I guess, you know what, they weren't designed with hitboxes. They were just designed with the missile must hit where I am aiming in order for it to fire correctly. Which is fine. It actually makes sense, but after they added in the free aim, that means if you shoot the missile anywhere other than the direct center, then you miss. This is another instance of the grapple hook. I haven't actually scanned a grapple hook before. And we've already scanned... No, actually, I don't know if we have. Did we scan one of you before? I gotta jump down there real quick. I don't think I've scanned Fast Boys. Show up over here. They are disappearing so much I can't see them at all. Rude. Hold on, I need to make sure that you join your friend. Maybe I just have to... No, because I'm pretty sure they just die in one hit. Hello? I shoot you? Shoot you with wide scrapey beam? Are they not even coming out? Or no, okay, I did hit one. Rude. Dude, all the little things that they added to make the game feel just better. Like being able to see Samus's eyes in her visor is probably one of my most favorite additions. How cool is that, though? Like, for really reals. Oh, boy. I am, once again, the slow. Has anybody... Oh, is this big tentacle monster? Yep. Nope, there's Predator, but also big tentacle monster. An Aqua Reaper. Powerful aquatic tentacle. Part of a submerged organism. Similar in nature to the surface-based Reaper vine. The Aqua Reaper has adapted to the liquid environment. It shares the poor vision of its rock-dwelling cousin, relying on a crude sonar sense to seek prey. Unhindered by water, the Aqua Reaper has considerable speed and strength. So don't touch it so much. Dead. Dude, I was just being fucking, like, boomerang whiplashed around him. That was actually kind of cool. Wait, did my vision just clear up? Maybe it's just because I got further down into the water. And more Reaper vines. But of course. Why not? Oh, do you think they actually work together? Because, like, he's sitting here. Hey. There you go. Thought I got him the first time. He just didn't know any better. Again, this is not what this actually looks like in real life. The spider ball? No, you're absorbing some sort of, like, magnetic properties from Thardus. This thing is a piece of technology or something, some sort of gravitational... But Samus just sees gravity suit. I refuse in my headcanon to believe that that actually looks like this to anyone else but Samus. Because it's consistently that same symbol and presentation. When she gets new suits, when she gets upgrades, they always look like floating icons, video game. But in reality, they have to look like something else. There's some element of the corpse that she absorbs or something from the environment. Like, look at this. It looks like she's absorbing the gravitational anomaly from the environment, and that's what activates her suit. Right? Not as cool as the one in Samus Returns. That one was fucking amazing. But this is still pretty cool looking. Yay! Oh, now we can play with the gravity suit. They don't like being shot in the face. Now we can double jump in the water, and we are free to move as fast as we please. I think, yeah, so we do leave through that other room there, but I want to say that there's an item or something in here that we can get. Yeah, it's more of those crystals that only form in the Magmor Caverns, underwater, in an ice layer. No, those are just frozen fishies. Huh. Alright. I could have swore that there was a missile expansion or something of the like in here. Maybe I am just crazy. There's always that possibility. Anything special up here I can scan? Anything at all. Oh! The ice as a stalactite contains many different types of mineral deposit. One of the minerals detected in the ice structure appears to be a volatile form of volcanic rock. The rock makes the formation incredibly strong against tremors and concussive blasts, but it would become unstable if heat is introduced. Oh, son of a... Yep, so there's the missile expansion up there, and I have to come back with the plasma beam so that I can have a platform with which I can use to jump up and get the missile. That's the reason I don't like 100%ing these games. Let me solve the puzzles as they are presented to me, instead of present me a puzzle that I want to come back to and grab later. Also, I don't think I've scanned one of these yet. No, I have not. A sentry drone, well-armed and armored security mecha. Sentry drones have limited intelligence, but do their assigned tasks well. Being machines, they are susceptible to electrical attacks. When alerted, drones initiate a security lockdown and then attempt to neutralize the intruder. Their electronic warfare suit not suite, suit, can scramble visor technology as well. Did you just discover me? How could you have betrayed me like this? I am but a Samus. They're so doofy. They move way too fast compared to everything else in the game. They don't feel real. They feel like they're from a different genre, just kind of invading my game because why not? Now, the downside to using ice missiles... Oh, there we go. Shoot him. Is it's really hard to actually hit them with the ice beam. I have forgotten. So you can get a special beam, or a special power weapon, for each and every one of your... there's nothing special up there. Of your ability, or of your beams, right? So, the power beam is a super missile. The plasma beam is a fucking flamethrower. This beam is like a grapple. So it latches onto an enemy and then just steadily burns missiles as it electrocutes them. Which, I mean, is a cool concept. It's pretty cool. But I forget what the ice beam does. I think it's just like an ice version of a super missile, where it just blows up in a huge radius, and the huge radius freezes stuff, so you can, like, freeze stuff more effectively. But I want to say it's a little bit more complicated than that. Like, maybe it's a bunch of seeker missiles or something. I honestly don't remember. That's sad. We definitely have to get the special beams, though. I'm not going to 100% the game, I don't think, but we definitely got to get the special beams. Special beams is where it's at, boys. Alright. Be electrocuted, then be frozen, then be dead. Is that the order of operations here? Electrocuted, then frozen. Oh man! You did it! Oh, okay. He also committed suicide. Special beam. Yeah, that's the combination of missiles with the different weapons. It's not a super missile, it's just a final flash. I get a special beam cannon. I don't know what the ice one does. But no, none of my beams are green, and not calling any of them Piccolo. Wasn't it his that was special beam cannon? I think that's that whole back section. Yep. Alright, so now that we have the gravity suit, we have to go back to this elevator, back to Magmor Caverns, back to Talon Overworld. God, it's so stupid. Alright, we need the taller one. I love because I don't have chat up in the video. There's no way for anyone to know if I'm talking to myself when I ask rhetorical questions or not. Maybe that'll be rectified in the future when I've got a regular audience, but right now, I'm basically just I have assistance in narcissism on occasion. That's your job title. You just put a name tag on. Taylor, assistant in narcissism. There's no other explanation. And ice beam. Not of the huge biggest fan. Hey, so you Twitter very often? You know of the Pat and the Page, right? You see something that Paige maybe responded to recently? No? It's when I watched the highlights video with you mentioned something that I could only think this. Hey Gary, look, it's me from SpongeBob. Yeah, that's gonna keep happening too. That's what you get for showing up in my live streams, you piece of crap. What happened? Well, okay, if you don't know, I'm not gonna bring it up because it's big. It's a big thing that happens, and it's I gotta keep the lewd level down, or we'll be running into problems. Alrighty then. You know what? No, I'm just gonna stick to, I say ice beam as I fire what is clearly not an ice beam. That's still the best way to deal with him before you get the plasma beam. Yeah, it wastes missiles, but they're just done in one shot. You don't have to worry about them flying at you. I mean, you can go look it up if you want. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm not going to say it live on the stream. Live on VOD. Not live. Does this still damage me? Yeah. I swears to gods. Oh, you know what it is? I think I need the extra special visor so that I can turn the pumps on here. No, because this tells me where that visor is. Jesus. I turn you on. I can't believe... I could have solved this when I came out here the first time. And I'm like, but I gotta get more time stop first. I need a better marketing campaign. Maybe I just need to play later in the day, because it seems like I'm getting a couple people from overseas, but for the most part, nobody's really showing up organically to my streams, because I start them at 3 p.m. I imagine a lot of people are either working, or they're, I mean, even if they are getting off of work, it's just now happening. Shit. Okay, so I do this one first. The issue with that is, like, the best time for me to stream is... East Channel door granted is when my girlfriend's not here, because then I don't have to worry about like organizing shit around her and her schedule. She works a second shift, so I stream a second shift, and I tend to try to get to bed at a reasonable time, but reasonable being 2 a.m. most days. I should probably just boost through these rooms, shouldn't I? To brainstorm what is the best options for me. I was part of like this Discord channel that was just full of Metroid fans for a little while. Didn't have much to talk with them though, because we just didn't have Metroid games to talk about, and I didn't really want to rehash old shit. But I was kind of half considering rejoining the channel and saying, hey guys, you want to come talk about Metroid lore with me while I play some streams? And then I realized that I'm too much of a big boy baby, and could not bring myself to self-advertise like that. Which is the reason my last channel failed. It certainly has nothing to do with my bad content. Nope, my content is 100% not bad. The quality's alright, but I am not a very entertaining creature. The door can't be opened right now. Still need the grapple beam. I found a forum post. No, what it was, I think it was The Verge, actually. Maybe? It was a news outlet of some kind. I tend not to follow them unless they get linked through by other people, usually on Reddit. But it was that black dude before that threw up a video that kind of went pseudo-viral on YouTube, where he was complaining that he basically threw his entire life away to try to become a full-time Twitch streamer for 2 years. And he lost all of his friends, and he lost his girlfriend, and his family abandoned him, and it was like, alright, we get it. It's kind of sad and shit. But you shouldn't be using Twitch as your primary source of income. Like, no one should. There's no benefits. You're a product, not an employee. You have no, like, you have to pay for all of your insurance plans outside of it. And even if you were making top dollar comparatively, like you were the best of the best on Twitch, I'm pretty sure that only amounts to maybe $40,000 a year, which, okay, to some people $40,000 a year is a pretty decent amount of money. But it's a pretty decent amount of money if your living expenses aren't high. So you have to, because of your job, move somewhere where you've got both good internet and low costs of living. So food doesn't cost much, utilities don't cost much. So that's determining your lifestyle to a degree. And there's, like, the work week is, you're getting paid, in some instances, less than minimum wage because of how often you're working. Because of all of the networking and all of the editing and highlighting and shit that you're doing off camera. Like, I'll be completely honest, some of the reason I want to stream as much as I do is because it's easier than it is to just Let's Play, because I don't have to go back and edit shit. When I feel the need to do something productive, I'll go and make a highlights video, sure. But it is a somewhat narcissistic thing to do. It may have its justifications on one side or the other, but generally speaking, it's not a lot of people are going to respect you for being a good Twitch streamer. It represents a certain kind of personality, sure. Like that guy that didn't do well. He didn't do well somewhat because that's just what happens. Price's Law's a bitch. But also, he wasn't that entertaining. Tried searching for the Twitter secrets, but seeing as I have no idea what I'm looking for, I have given up. Peach Saliva is Pat. Pat from Best Friends Plays girlfriend. They both tend to do streams together often, and they both have Twitters. So search Peach Saliva on Twitter. Somebody made an art. A very lewd arts. And Peach didn't say, you know, delete this. She said, hey, good arts, thanks for the exposure. And a bunch of people in response to her tweet were like, why are you okay with this? This is kind of like where everybody draws the line in terms of drawing this of real life people. And she's like, I don't know, I think it's flattering. That was it, that was the joke. It was supposed to be an inside joke. Not one that I had to explain. Now that I've explained it, it's just kind of fucking creepy. Onward to a space pirate ship. Yay. I mean, some people were arguing that it was just creepy to begin with, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, my point being, like, that guy didn't do well on Twitch, somewhat because Price's Law, somewhat because he wasn't that entertaining. But even if you are entertaining, that's not a huge thing. You don't put, I'm a successful Twitch streamer on a fucking resume. Even if you did, it wouldn't get you anywhere. You could, there are instances of people being able to take their hobbies and say, look at this, it represents some sort of skill set that most human beings don't have. Like being a raid leader in an MMO and doing a really good job of it and having proof of that. Alright, well, that's actually something to kind of be proud of, and you can use that as a proof of all of those nonsense skills you put on the bottom of a resume. I'm a good public speaker. I work good in a team. Well, do you have any proof of that? Yes. Here's my Twitch page. I'm a narcissist for hire. But even besides that, I think, oh, that's what happens. If he actually hits you, you just take damage and you get knocked the heck off. What even spawned that point I was trying to make? Oh, right, I was reading that article, and there was a lot of commentary on the bottom of that, basically saying something along the lines of, watching someone else play video games makes 0 sense, stop doing it everyone because I dislike it. It's like, how dare you want to live stream on Twitch? I will agree that there is a lot of issues with it, and it is indicative of a bit of a psychological problem that humans are facing at this point. We weren't prepared for the internet. You didn't evolve to be traveling at several times the speed you would have ever traveled at in the past in a metal box that could easily just kill you right there and then. You're not evolved for that. Your brain's not, your body's not. I'd argue the same thing with the internet. We're not really prepared for it because of the fact that human beings being naturally social creatures and having built-in kind of drives with which that we used. Where the hell the fuck? Oh, here it is. I lost it for a second. Did I just walk out the front door? I just walked out the goddamn front door. There's a bunch of psychological mechanisms in place that we use as human beings in social settings, and the internet has kind of hacked them to a degree, and in a lot of ways it's a fantastic, super cool change that we have technology-wise, but we've not prepared for it. Like, the whole Twitch streaming thing, a lot of people aren't using it for healthy reasons. The hell is that? Can I even get to it? A lot of people are Twitch streaming because they're lonely, because they don't have friends. They don't have the social skills with which to get friends. And there's this convenient share button on the side of their PS4 that they can just press, and suddenly they're supposedly presenting themselves to the world where anybody can come and interact with them. Oh, Jesus! You streamed, it would be because I think it'd be fun to play a game and maybe talk to people while doing it. Right. Like, a lot of people are trying to use it as a solution, whereas in reality, you really have to have all of that shit figured out first before you stream. Mostly because I like playing single-player games while talking to people. And that brings me to my original, well, I'll come back to it in a second, actually. My big argument for why streaming totally makes sense. This door has no power. That's it. Don't read the next part. There it is. But people shouldn't be using streaming, as a lot of people have been doing, to try and fill the gap, so to say. They shouldn't be using it as their own form of, like, home therapy. Because you're going to run into trolls, and you have to oh, they're little crabbies. I want to scan the crabbies. There we go. Nope, scan the crabbies. There we go. They're so adorable. A lot of people are using streaming as an attempt to try and fix problems that they need to fix first before they start streaming. You have to have the mental fortitude to stick with your opinions. You can't let people walk all over you. You have to have the mental fortitude to kick people out of your chat. Like, you can't use the chat number, the number of people in your stream, as a value of, or as a justification to provide value for yourself, because if you do, if you tie your ego into that, you won't kick people out of your stream who are being toxic. And there's just a lot of reasons why you have to be firm in who you are as a person before you can really be a successful anything in life. But streaming kind of fits the bill for that description way harder than a lot of other things. And we go back to the argument of, why would anyone watch someone else play games at all? I imagine those people have never had siblings before. That's really all I have to say on the subject matter. As a mod, I think it'd be pretty alright at kicking people the fuck out for being too rowdy. Yeah, I imagine if you were there for that one dude who couldn't shut up about his $500 belt, you probably would have ended up kicking him out. Like, I get it. The whole point of streaming is to have validation go back and forth. To a degree. That's kind of how it's marketed. I don't think that's how it should be used, but that's literally all forms of human interaction. And it can be healthy and it can be unhealthy. But it's definitely nice to have somebody else pull the banhammer for you so that you can try to keep your persona clean, so to speak. So you aren't the one doing the banning, but I'm not afraid of that. Not to mention the fact that I'm really not afraid. I would respect the people who would respect me for behaving that way and hope they would stay in my chat more so than other people would be just because they think I'm nice. That's generally how I see the circumstances. Keep your persona clean. Hey man, I don't even have a persona. I'm gonna put this out there. I'm not a furry, but I have absolutely nothing against furries. My girlfriend's a furry. I enjoy the culture. They're interesting people. It's just another hobby. And just like every other hobby, it can be taken too far. And that's why it tends to have the negative connotations it does. Oh, I missed one. Oh, that's because it's up here. I wouldn't have been able to see it anyway. Blow my nose on them. Go down here where you can't see me. Or shove some nuggets. Delicious. My favorite. There we go. I hate the big sticky ones. I got my tissues on the ground so that I can just reach for them. Look at this quality content. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The whole reason I'm streaming is primarily because... What the hell? Isn't that supposed to just open? Or do I need to touch it first? There we go. It's primarily so that I can practice public speaking. So that I can train my... Because it's a muscle, just like everything else. You're not going to be good at speaking while doing other things. Gaming being, you know, a kinetic involvement of your brain. Talking and thinking being a cerebral involvement of your brain. And being able to separate the two and maintain a thread while performing an action is an incredibly valuable skill that a lot of people lack. It is such a pain in the ass to talk to someone while you're playing a game with them and have them be entirely unable to maintain a conversation with you while you're playing that game with them. I imagine having some amount of distraction is inevitable because the brain's just not good at multitasking. It's not what it was built for. But if you can't aim a mouse and also say words at the same time, brother, you have issue. Maybe get help. Mine. Concussive blasts that make the goods happen. But yeah, the whole... you get a lot of practicing doing that while playing Siege. Do you have to talk to other people? What is Siege about? That's not the one where you have to build a bunch of, like, nonsense-looking robots, is it? Like wooden ones? And you make really funny creations that have no bearing on reality? Okay, no. Rainbow. Oh, Rainbow. You keep calling it Siege, but I've very rarely heard it referred to that by other people, other than you. So I mix it up. Yeah, Rainbow Six. I've heard that it's kind of an okay game, but I've never been a fan of the PvP. You just pushed me back without doing damage. Where does this even put me? I forget. Look at all these... Oh, God damn it! The gravity suit forgets how to gravity suit when I move in and out of water. It's a PvP game. Yeah, you have to fairly effectively communicate with your teammates too, yeah. It's a pirate. Maybe one day. Just a little, not too much, because my brain is a little too small for the big thinks. Big thinks. TM. Who the hell would trademark Big Thinks? Is that it? Looks like it. Nope. There's more. Oh man, they're all in this entire room. I gotta go back down the whole thing. That's what I get for not using my thermal visor all the time. Fine, be that way. I think that's it. I don't see any others. God, what the hell? Why no have a jumping? Why game be this way? I'm gonna go do that now, and I cannot be stopped. Oh, whoa. I thought you were gonna go play some Siege. You're gonna go copyright Big Thinks? It's gonna be yours and no one else can use it? I don't know. Has somebody copyrighted Big Dick Energy yet? Son of a bitch. There's another one at the bottom of the room, isn't there? Like, way bottom. That's fine. I'll go get it. Maybe it's stuck inside the elevator. Yep. It's right there. You can't see it from the other side for no reason. You're playing Siege till later. You ain't playing Siege until I run out of my Steam and I am a little bit less entertaining. And then you leave and I'm even less entertaining because I have no one to bounce off of. As is the plan. As is tradition. Nah. I imagine if I'm going to lose you at any point today, it'll be right when we go and find the rest of the artifacts, because that's just backtracking through the whole game, and I'll get distracted because I want to get pickups. And then you'll miss the Meta Ridley and the Metroid Prime fight. The best fights in the boss game right next to each other. Hey, it's that room again. Hey, these used to only take one missile. Why do they take two now? Fire. Oh, it actually takes longer to transform back and forth because the beam has to widen out each time. Yeah. I mean, if you want me to, I can always let you know beforehand. Because I imagine we've only been playing for an hour and a half. It's probably going to be another 6 hours from now before I get to them. It might be a bit longer. So let's see, what items do we still have to get? The next big section we have to go through is the pirate base. We have the gravity suit. I think the next thing we get is the grapple beam. With the grapple beam, we get the phazon laser, the plasma beam. With the plasma beam, actually, we don't even need it, I don't think, but we get it anyway. We can get the phazon suit, at which point we effectively have all of the upgrades and we can go find the artifacts. Have you fought the elite things yet with the charge combos? The elite things with the charge combos? You talking about the space pirates with the phazon in their butts? No, I haven't made it to the space pirate place. The hell are you talking about? You can't just say what? There's like a 4-second lag for the stream. You know how that works, right? I won't know what you're talking about. Is there another one upstairs? Oh, no, but I do hear... Is it in this one? When charge combos. I don't know, eventually. We have the first one in the form of the super missile. The other ones are completely optional. I think with the gravity suit we can go get one of them. We might be able to get the ice beam one now. But I'll get them as I pass by them. They're pretty much on the way. Oh yeah, also before fire beam and after grapple beam we get the power bomb. I just need to shoot more conduits. It's fine. Why do you have to be so mean to me? Reading is very hard. I've not been diagnosed, and I'm not going to run around and pretend like it matters or not, but I'm pretty sure I'm mildly dyslexic. I know for a fact my brother was diagnosed with a form of ADHD, and my dad was diagnosed with dyslexia. And I have a massive tendency to fuck up my words when I'm writing them, and a little bit when I'm reading them. If you've never noticed before. It was inevitable. That things must come to this. You cannot escape crossing fates. Am I just free aiming? Oh my god, missiles travel slower underwater. So they do have a physical payload, because all of the beams travel at the same speed. Which would imply that the beams are not objects. That makes things confusing. If they're not objects... Like, this beam, it feels like it's a ball of plasma. But, like, it should immediately come into contact with the water or the air and be just, it should dissipate. It shouldn't have such a big range on it. Or maybe it's a special kind of energy that covers a ball of plasma? I don't fucking know. There's a bit too much video game contrivance, just because that's how the game do. Is this how this isn't where I'm supposed to go, is it? Nope. This is called a stylistic but broken. A stylistic but broken. And we'll just leave it at that. I thought that was the door that I came in. Nope, this is the door I came in. I'm supposed to go to the other side of the room and open up that door. And I do remember getting mixed up a little bit while I was in this section because of the whole slant. It does tell you how many conduits are nearby, too. So it's only my fault if I miss them entirely. Could you not? I almost kind of prefer the press a button and have a beam, so I don't have to do the waggle flick. I get they had to make do with the minimal amount of buttons available. I think they did a good job for what they had available. But my goodness, am I not excited for a proper controller Metroid game. The GameCube controller was so weird. Like, all they had to do was make the C-stick a little bit bigger, and then it would have been more compatible with a bunch of third-party games. But no, mans, we got to be Nintendos today. Jeez. I've revealed 2 personally identifying things on the stream today. Maybe it was all a lie. Maybe streaming is just a form of psychotherapy. I'm just confessing all of my sins to the Father above. And his name is my moderator. Just change your name to God and be in my stream like that. I'm sure that would be really healthy. Oh man, I killed the dude before I could scan him. So we just went through this whole section so we could get through that one plate right there. Oh, there's more. I mean, yay, there's more. A very blob. It will burst when subjected to impact or trauma. Believed to be in the same family as the sapsack. The family has similar features. It will burst when exposed to force. This protective response keeps most creatures from feeding on it. That's a lot. That's a lot of force that it doesn't seem to care about. Why does everything want to eat these? Why is Talon 4 such a predatory world? Ha. I would like to come up with something like, so it's I don't think it's any secret to anybody. There's a big level of inspiration in my channel from the Rising Super stream. Liam Senpai's Best Girl Senpai and his decision to break off of the Super Best Friends. Damn it. I gotta do a little bit sooner than that. There's a little bit of overlap with regards to the stylings and presentation, but mostly the overlap is I want to make more or less Let's Play videos in the form of streams. So he has a tendency to interact with his chat, but in a way that's non-intrusive, and it makes it very watchable on YouTube as much as it makes it very watchable on Twitch. Even though I appreciate and respect and enjoy that kind of content, I'm starting to wonder if maybe it'd be necessary for me to change the style that I'm making content in. Because I don't like the style of Twitch streams that are just a bunch of fucking overlays everywhere. Would you open your mouth? It just doesn't feel... It doesn't feel very genuine. Like, even if the streamer themselves do a really good job of keeping at bay that feeling of being fake while you're in front of a camera, I don't think I agree with the kind of style that a lot of the streams have gone to. Because you end up with situations where, like, you get a bunch of people throwing out fake donations. Under what circumstances is that a reasonable kind of behavior, right? Alright, I think this is just us backtracking again. Yeah, because we can't go up yet. Although we should. We could go unlock that elevator. I don't know where this goes. Is this... No? This is its own room back here. Oh, this is the entrance to this... Don't touch it. It's bad for you. This is entrance to pirates, isn't it? Enough of you. Shit, did we go to Pirate Land already? Yeah, Phazon Mines East. I thought we came in from a different direction. I thought it was from the pirate base, but maybe that's a... I'll find out here in a second if this is the back entrance, the front entrance. Because the back entrance, I do want to get the grappling hook. I think we can do that now. So my criticisms of a lot of major streams is just the fact that they don't feel... The kind of entertainment is incredibly vapid. Like, you have Let's Plays that are fully comprehensive listings of games. You have Let's Plays that are purely driven by the personality of the individual doing them. I'm trying to get a mixture of those two. Then you have Let's Plays that are... Well, Let's Plays started to die out, right? You only have the people that are basically niche products or built based off of a game. So you end up with Twitch instances where people trying to carve out their own markets don't have a personality or a name for themselves. They don't have a personality. They haven't made a name for themselves, so they can't rely on reputation. And they don't really want to wait for themselves to grow based off of just playing games that people want to watch. So we ended up with this culture of Twitch streaming that's so deadly focused on making every single viewer feel like they can interact with it without having to put an effort in, which eventually became give me as much money as possible. Like, I get wanting to support your streamers. That I can be okay with. But the concept of people throwing out thousands of dollars just so they can get a rise out of the streamer, a rise that does not feel natural, like, very clearly is a rehearsed skit that they're going through when they get large donations. I mean, like, take away the game, and the exact same... Oh, that was cool. Dude, that was like fucking Zentai. They'll jump over the edge. They're here to save the day. Good night. Take away the game. Insert a girl just flexing in a gym or something. And you have the same style. It's just people giving them money and them reading off the names and having follows and shit show up on stream. On the stream. I have a really hard time. I understand why that works. And understanding why that works is why I don't like it, because it feels incredibly manipulative. It feels like it's prying into a certain element or level of human psyche that by doing so, you're kind of a scum for doing that. I don't know, it feels like they're dealing drugs, but just in the social age of the internet. Which is, I mean, some people, they weren't even aware that that's what they were doing. They just followed suit with what other Twitch peoples were doing. People's names and shit show up. It's so much easier to do now, too. Like, there's applications that have that kind of things, those kinds of things just built right in. You can just have it throw up little notifications when people sub or follow or donate or whatever. And then reading off the names as they subscribe on Twitch or follow, and it's just... And yet here I am streaming on the platform that I am claiming to be a villain. It's not the streaming itself, it's absolutely the people doing it. Because I've seen other people, Is it kind of like watching sports? Kind of. Because, like, personally, I don't enjoy, nor do I really understand a lot of the hype that goes behind big games like Fortnite that end up being popular on platforms like this. It's kind of similar to the girl streaming in an IRL section. It's fine. There's obviously a market for it, but it fits into the category of they're not there for the game, they're not really there for you, they're there somewhat for white noise, somewhat so that they can have validation. And validation is fine. Validation, in fact, is actually a wildly important thing to have as a human being, but you should be validated for things that you actually do or accomplish. I don't think it's very smart to try to buy validation. Of course, that happens in real life, too. Like, you can't give a gift to somebody hoping that they like you. That's just not how validation works. Report all phase-on mutations to the science team immediately. All units with useful mutations will receive an increase in pay and rations. So they're working here, but they're also exposed to the phase-on. So they're just constantly being mutated. Like, oh, dude, I got a third arm. And it's actually really good at aiming, because it comes right out of my chest. It's a Duke Nukem leg. Transfer of building materials complete. Processing of materials for Xenome containment units underway. And like, I say all of these things, and it might sound like it's hypocritical, coming from somebody who's quite literally doing exactly what they're doing, to a degree. I'm not going to say I'm better than them, because that's just not the case at all whatsoever. My argument here is just that the services I offer, they fit a different niche, and the kinds of people that would actually enjoy... I hope that booger wasn't on stream the whole time. The kinds of people that would enjoy the content I put out, or the content that I enjoy watching, would be the kinds of people that I would want to actually hang out with. I imagine I would likely be able to hold a conversation with them. Or they might get something out of the interaction. You know, there could be a legitimate level of discourse that happens where we learn something from one another. I don't see that happening a lot of times in other big streams. Mostly because other big streams just can't interact with that many people. So your shit showing up on stream with the donations and the messages and stuff is just kind of the natural byproduct of that circumstance. I don't know how I would fix it either. You shouldn't levy complaints. I know some people make the argument, and it is erroneous. You can say something is wrong without offering a counter to it, without offering a solution. But I don't know what the solution would be. Like, if it were up to me, I'd say, like, everybody should just leave their house more often. But that advice would be levied towards me as well. Sometimes that's just not an option for people. I mean, I find myself to be a relatively well-adjusted human being, and yet, shit happens sometimes. No allowed. No go that way. I think I actually go get the plasma beam and come back. And I can only imagine that it would be even worse for some people that don't have a good support network, that haven't had the opportunities to really grow as human beings. Power Troopers! My favorite! I want to go get the combo beams. In fact, I might look up where the combo beams when I take a break in a second here. Okay, I've been going for almost 2 hours. So I'll look up the combo beams here in a second. These ones are nice because you can just stun them and you don't have to worry about them freaking out at you. Stun. Stun. And the pirate music is over already. Dude, I love their design though. They look like they're wearing like kick-ass suits compared to just being bugs like the other ones are. They were just hanging out in the vents too. Look at this weird-ass arena. I don't know, and even then, like, just seeing somebody enjoying a game... Oh, I think this is Power Beam. Or, Power Bomb, that one. Superman, Extra Explosions, the bomb. Just watching somebody enjoy their stream. It's a big old complicated thing, and I'm not a sociologist, alright? I got opinions on it from, like, a micro-level human psychology perspective, but even then, I don't have a degree in the field. Why would you trust what I have to say on the matter? I'm just a big dork. And look at all my intelligence is doing for me with regards to being able to actually produce content other people would want to watch. I mean, some people will follow, but honestly, I think most of the time it's just kind of a nice gesture as opposed to a genuine form of interest. Then there's always that concern that whatever the hell you're doing isn't viable because not enough people are showing up. That was part in that article as well. That you do it for however much time, and people just tell you that work hard and you'll make it eventually. That's just not how real life works sometimes. Sometimes you can try as hard as you want, and you still end up making no progress on literally anything. Oh man, I didn't scan the Power Trooper. These are just regular ones, right? Froze. Extra cold. Cold freezy pop. He even had the arc in the air from his scythe frozen, too. Does he break out in this room? I don't remember. I don't think so. Platform systems active. So I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. This isn't the room with the laser mine above it, is it? That was a silly little puzzle you had to do. Space pirate encrypted data decoded. Initial Project Helix experiments with space pirate embryos were disastrous. The phazon infusion process degenerated brain tissue even as it augmented muscle mass. None of what we have teamed elite pirates lived to maturity. The few that survived their infancy suffered severe psychotic breakdowns as juveniles, killing anything within their zone of perception. Research team Sclera made a recent breakthrough in which parasitic studies with a phazon strain codenamed Vertigo were highly successful. Since then, we have successfully fused Vertigo phazon with Space Pirate's DNA with great What? DNA. A string of nucleopeptides that carry information. Phazon. An energy source that breaks the DNA. That's what a mutation is. How do you fuse them? You expose them? I can't... Where's my science in my science fiction? It's not enough science here. Recommended battle systems for elite pirates are as follows. Shoulder-mounted plasma artillery cannon, repulsion shield, wave quake projector, energy siphon system, and retractable wrist bayonets. Kick-ass. One of these phazon pirates should be one of the selectable characters. That'd be pretty fun. I think there are pirates up top. And I believe they might be power pirates. Yeah. I'm gonna scan you, oh man, I gotta go around. I just want to scan you. Come here. Come here, baby boy. A wave trooper. Space pirate armed with wave beam technology. They have reverse engineered several of my weapons, including the wave beam. A flaw in the design makes these pirates vulnerable to their own beam weapon systems. These weapons are inferior to your Chozo-designed originals, but still quite potent. See, that again brings up my question. When you pick up items from the environment, you're not actually picking up that item, right? Aren't you... Like, is the spider ball something that existed before Thardus, and Thardus is the result of phazon rocks and the spider ball combining? Or did you absorb something reminiscent of the spider ball technology and then recreate it because it was already built into your suit? It just required a necessary, like, module or component to finish the prefab, to finish fabricating what would effectively become the spider ball. Same thing with the wave. Like, did my suit already have the prescribed latent wave beam technology, or did I simply find something in the environment that turned some element of the environment into a fabricated wave beam piece of tech? You can argue one way or the other. You can say it would make more sense if it was prefabbed, because then either those beams are already in the environment, which would make sense given the fact that they wouldn't have access to me to study. They would only have access... Biofarm. Samus Aran has made planetfall on Talon 4. The hunter is among us. All units are hereby ordered to attack Aran on sight. Terminal Force is authorized. Report all sightings of Aran to Security Command at once. Yeah, so the question then becomes, if there are pieces of the stuff in the environment, that means we're just picking up what we already had available to us, or that the pirates already had available to them, and integrating it back into our suit after having lost it. That makes sense in that situation, because then the suit's already ready to go. There's no, like, calculating or whatever involved in the suit itself. It doesn't have a fabrication device with which to make new powers. It just does what it was already designed to do, and you're picking up power-ups in the form of stuff in the environment you need to finish that. But... Yes, this grate is a power trooper. Reverse engineered my power beam. The strongest of the beams. That also... Hey, you're weak to the power beam, baby boy? Guess what else comes out of the power beam gun? Good night. Just so satisfying. God, I took a lot of damage from them, though. Be careful about that. Attention all units, reports to your battle stations. Failure to comply with this order is an act of treason. Treason is punishable by termination. Industrial pulse beam online. Auto-firing mode engaged. So we gotta get it to shoot all of the different sections of this room. Because there's also a pickup in this room somewhere. This is how we continue. Surface integrity 42%. Presence of thermal power signature detected. Further pulse beam exposure could cause collapse. 13%. 44%. Every single one of these could collapse. Could collapse. Could collapse. Alright, so let's get back to the original argument that what she's picking up are not, as I was saying before, actually parts of her suit. They're just elements that her suit recognizes as necessary to progress. We haven't seen it yet, but the Chozo did not design her suit to be... Like, they didn't explicitly design a Phazon suit into her. Instead, we get collapsed upon by a big ball of Phazon, and our suit, in an attempt to try to protect itself and you, absorbs it, and you get the Phazon suit out of that. It amalgamates its environment in an attempt to try to increase your combat prowess and abilities. Now you can make the argument in the other direction, that the reason that that works is because of the fact that you don't actually see, like, the traditional suit icon show up. Instead, it's a cutscene of her getting swallowed by Phazon, and the suit reacting to that and producing, like, a symbiote Dark Spider-Man suit in an attempt to protect itself. Ah, shit, I might have overshot that one. One of these has the... Hold on, actually, I think I might just be able to use... Nope. So I just have to shoot all of them. I don't remember which one has the power-up in it. So, it could work that her suit can do both. It is both set up to absorb specific kinds of weapons, but it can also adapt. The Chozo technology is set up in such a way so as to be able to increase its ability, combat prowess, because we get the light suit and the dark suit in the next game, as well as the light, dark, and motherfucking Annihilator Beam. And we leave behind light, dark, Annihilator Beam, and the light beam when we leave the planet in Prime 2. But those were not designed by our suit reacting to it. They were designed by the Illumineth. They were actual weapons and suits designed that were then integrated into ours. Instead of them being explicitly our suit doing all of the work itself, all it was doing was assimilating it into the framework of the Chozo suit, the Chozo power suit as it was. Oh boy, this room's fun. Haven't you learned your lesson? Regular power troopers are not allowed. Switch guns. Thank you. I'm gonna die if I keep doing this. Wow, I'm surprised that backlash didn't actually kill him. That's just a beautiful thing. Alright, we want, I think, to do blue first. Yeah, because then we have to change the second section. I thought this was a cool puzzle room when I was a kid. Not the most amazing thing in the world, but you get the little holographic portrait. Oh, I want to go pick up that energy before it disappears. I must actually be a little conservative as we approach the end of the game, because I have a tendency to get a little overzealous. There we go. Yes. This is how Spider Ball do. It's kind of nice, though. I think every floor ends up, or at least when you make it to the next section, spawning more of the special pirates. I've always liked that concept of having enemies, like, if you have multiple weapon types, that you have to use a specific weapon type to fight them. It's better than, I think, Breath of the Wild's approach to forcing you to use your different weapon types, because you only have it in a small section, and usually you can kind of make those enemies specifically built around it. Like, let's say one of the enemies only dies to shotguns, and you have to use your shotgun to fight it. Well, maybe make it so that the enemy only has short-range attacks, so that you can get close to it without having to worry about whether or not it's going to kill you on the way there. Oh, there it is. I heard more parrots. The parrots are going to get me. But in Breath of the Wild, I thought the main argument behind keeping the whole degradable weapon system was so that you effectively were oh yeah, we got a power bomb before we can continue upward to the next level. Wave beam. Oh, I already have it out. I anticipated you and your shenanigans. It was to force you to use all of the different weapon types that you came across. I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of bullshit, though, because eventually you'll find one that you are both better with and enjoy more. And by having the game force you to use one type, or force you to not use multiple weapons, I thought it was a really cheap way to get you to try to enjoy the game more, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I did not like that system. Not in the slightest. It was an okay game design decision, but it ultimately ended up kind of being shitty. Oh, yeah, we're not that far away from the impact crater. In fact, the entire point of this Phazon mine is to try to get to all of the leaking Phazon that the impact crater didn't manage to subdue. As goddamn cool as that is. Poison? I didn't mean that, but it happened anyway. I forgot that there was a pickup there, and I also forgot that blowing that box up killed the pirate, as well as got you access to the missile. That's pretty nice. I like that. I don't think there's anything else in this room. Damn it, I have run out of things to talk about. What is the next topic of conversation, boys? Is it euthanasia? Genetic engineering? Pogs? Those are all about the same level of moral conundrum. Hey! It's a big pirate! Why would I want to talk about the youth in the Asia? Because they're gonna take over the world. Or something like that. Maybe Japanese people. There aren't any. Haha, because their birth rate is terrible. Phazon enhanced space pirate. Incredibly strong, armored, well armed. Ha ha ha, jokes. Elite pirates are potent foes. Their energy siphon system absorbs beam weapon shots. The nature of the system makes them vulnerable to concussive-based weapons. Well armed, the elite pirate is effective in close combat and at a distance. Their massive size can be a weakness, and their sluggish speed allows for evasion and quick attacks. Big beam. Don't beams. Uh-oh. Is that another pirate? Or did he just break a box with a shockwave? Shockwave. Do the shockwave. There you go. That's twice now, you fucked up. Same joke alert. Are you gonna sue me? Yeah, that's how you fight those. 3 super missiles. We're playing... may I remind you, we are playing on Veteran. The hardest difficulty. A Phazon nutrient vat. Elite Pirates ration processing in progress. Whoops-a-daisies. I unrationed him to death. Oh boy, Ice Pirates. Shit, I don't remember if these are fun to fight or not. Yeah, they make Ice Pirates cold as beds. Alright, I shoot you once, you freeze, you blow up. Nope, missiles don't shatter you. They only take damage from the ice beam. But they get frozen in place. So I guess that's a consolation prize. Somehow they're completely immune to concussive blasts, even though the power beam one wasn't. Give me the Krapples beam. I must know how to be big swing monkeys on the ropes. Oh man, wow, that should not have hit him, and it did. Oh, I think I remember what the beam combo is. It is like a super missile, except it's not. It's not a constant drain. It's a single shot. But once it lands, that spot uses the fuel from the missiles to produce more ice, and it just grows as a big giant icicle on whatever you hit. Son of a! Why does my nose itch so much? What is this black magic science that's happening at me? And also my microphone keeps hitting the boom stand. There. We hit the microphone, Today is a good day. We've accomplished everything we've set out to do. Security level Tau will be in effect until further notice. All leaves cancelled pending downgrade of alert status. That's not what I wanted. Consumption of elite nutrient mix by non-elite units is strictly prohibited. Failure to comply will result in a 50% ration reduction. Don't eat the Phazon, you dum-dums. Probably kill you anyway. Security has been compromised on multiple areas. Casualty rates are rising. Command has authorized a sizable bounty for the capture and termination of Iran. Report to your field officers for details. That's great. Yay, lore. The science team is attempting to reverse engineer Samus Aran's arsenal based off of data acquired from her assaults on our forces. Okay, so that doesn't mean that there is, like, parts and pieces of Chozo tech lying around they found. That just means that they had video cameras and they looked at us and they said, all right, Ice Beam, that sounds good. Command would dearly enjoy turning Aran's weapons against her, but we believe we can implement beam weapon prototypes in 3 cycles. Aran's power suit technology remains a mystery, especially the curious morph ball function. All attempts at duplicating it have ended in disaster. 4 test subjects were horribly broken and twisted when they engaged the morph ball prototypes. Science team wisely decided to move on afterwards. I love that. Like, the whole concept of the morph ball makes no sense. It is the result of the bygone technology at the time. They found animating a rolling ball to be easier than animating a crouching human being. That's why we have it. And then in 3D, we have this meter-tall ball of energy on the inside that makes no goddamn sense. Why she couldn't just crouch? Okay. Go shave your dumb face. I will absorb your beards from here. Enjoy your time. A shipment of military-grade plasma artillery cannons is en route to Talon 4. The Ennoid Star Marines were acquired. We acquired them from letting them sit in our warehouse. Elite pirates, on the other hand, will be putting them to good use very soon. Investigations into a possible ingress point for the impact crater continue to meet with failure. The shield of strange energy that protects it is impenetrable. Impermeable, even, and all attempts to tunnel past it have proven fruitless. Our continued futility in this matter is made all the more significant in light of the recent lifeform readings we've discovered emanating from deep within the crater. Analysis of the readings indicates that a massive creature is gestating there, absorbing enormous amounts of Phazon from the Phazon core at the heart of the impact crater. This discovery makes accessing the creature doubly important. Not only will it open the door to the vast deposits of Phazon within, but it will also lead us to this creature, whatever it may be. Dude, this was when the game got really cool in my mind. Because, like, not only do you get a bunch of really cool lore, but also the science fiction theme kicks in, like, overdrive, and the environments start to be a little bit more... I like the pirate sections. Security Command issued an all-points alert after the fall of Zebes. The alert concerns Bioform Samus Aran, also known as the Hunter. Yeah, so this is basically right after Metroid 1. Subject is a female hominoid and is heavily armed and extremely dangerous. Subject uses a powered armor suit of unknown design in battle, along with a number of potent beams and concussive weapons. All combat units are instructed to terminate her on a sight, preferably in a fashion that will allow us to salvage her powered armor suit and weapons. A considerable bounty will go to the unit who delivers Aran to command. Dead or alive, it matters not. I don't know how much of a fan I am of the idea that the suit is what makes Aran a good bounty hunter. I mean, obviously she's not really great without it, but if we put a pirate into the suit, they probably wouldn't pilot it nearly as well as us. But there's still a chance that they would, like, kick ass. Wait, okay, we can go out that back door. Or is that the... No, that's not the way we came in. Yeah, we came in through the purple door there, and we've got 2 ice doors on this floor that we can traverse through. I forget which one. This one might be a map room or a save room. It is not. In fact, I think the save room is right before we get the power bombs. Or one of them is. Oh, can't go this way yet. Rock slide has blocked this passage. You must use the big bombs to get through. Please don't make the pirates have come back. Alright, I don't think I hear any of them. Dude, though... that just... It's a very big power fantasy with the big power suit that she has. It's like, okay, if anyone put on that power suit, they would effectively become just as effective of a bounty hunter as anybody else. The weapons are fully functional. That's obviously not entirely the case. She has more practice, but... A flaw has been discovered. Subpar thermal shielding gives them a high heat signature. This could make them easier to target for enemies with enhanced vision capabilities. The game is just giving us hints everywhere. Request for elite pirate transfer to security forces granted. Repair units and for field duty at once. Epi and Jebed. Epi and Peggy? Computer systems compromised. Biofarm Samus Aran has cracked our systems. The hunter can access our systems at will and is able to bypass most of our security programs. Use manual locking systems when possible. Yeah, that's crazy to think that we didn't even put any thought or time into it at all, and upon entering into the pirate's lair, instantly we can just read everything that's on the computers, even if they're locked. Analysis indicates that the hunter is using a morph ball technology to infiltrate our facilities. Recalibrate sensors to search for morph ball energy signatures. Oh, maybe that was why the rock slide showed up, because they realized that a morph ball would be able to fit through that hole. Oh no, not again. How could I possibly deactivate this? Maybe by scanning something. Jesus, a lot of stuff. Planetary stealth system. We've evaded detection by the battlecruiser Emmons. The brief lapse in planetary security caused by the crash of our frigate is over. Now we can concentrate our efforts on the hunter. Huh. So there was a period of time where they may have been found, but they were not. And now it's all up to us. Replacement of standard hatch covers continues. Steel covers will be replaced with cordite and bendensnium. Bendesnium. Benstenesnium. It's not a real thing, is it? Bendiism? Is it bendism? Bendesnium? Whatever. Bendesnium. We'll call it that. Increase phase-on portion of elite pirate ration by 18%. This boy's gonna get fat. Reported the sign of ration rejection at once. There have been numerous incidents involving spherical entities at Chozo ruin sites. Several personnel have been assaulted by these Chozo ghosts. Wait, did I read spherical? Spiritual. Few have survived. Survivors speak of a swift attacks from nowhere, brief sightings of the enemy and then nothing, only to be followed by another attack. Science team believes that these attacks are in response to our efforts to recover Chozo relics and artifacts. Somehow these entities are able to interact with the physical world, and it appears they wish to keep their artifacts to themselves. We will make them pay for such arrogance, for even ghosts can be destroyed. If it exists, it can be unmade. Scary thought. Well, I'm like half full of health now. Oh. I thought that was going to be related. I think this is just another log. Yep. Analysis continues on these cursed ruins in the Chozo temple that hovers near them. We are now completely certain that the containment field denying us access to the impact crater is linked to the strange artifacts that belong to the temple. But we are no closer to finding them or deciphering the riddles that seem to be covering every wall of the ruins in this place. You better have shaved the top of your big dumb head too. Your dumb face is now big shaved. Command grows increasingly anxious for a resolution to this matter, so we are redoubling our efforts. X-ray squadrons will begin terrain sweeps within days. Until they begin, patrols are instructed to report any and all architectural anomalies to their commanders. So the pirates can't even figure out why the artifacts do what they do. But we know that X-ray stuff is going to happen eventually. You like your hair, even if the Whammons don't. It's okay. Maybe eventually, Whammons. Maybe eventually. Results are in from field studies on the bioform group Chozo, who we believe are extinct. We believe that Talon 4 was once a stronghold in the Great Chozo Empire, brought low by the meteor strike. Planetary devastation brought the end to the Chozo, yet remnants of their society remain. We are stuttering these relics in an attempt to harness their power. What is of no use to us we destroy. In time, we shall have all we need from the dead race and shall wipe this planet clean of their ugly ruins. Wow, dude. The dead should serve the living, not hinder them. You can always be apathetic, though. Like you don't need to exterminate all of their ugly ruins. Rude. Although we were still no closer to finding the artifacts of the Chozo, we have at least produced a viable hypothesis for their function. It appears that each of the artifacts corresponds to one of the statues in the temple platform, and that each one acts as a small key to a huge lock. Judging by the number of statues, we assume there must be 12 artifacts. Once we find the resting spots of all 12, we bring them here, unite them with their statues, and open the gate system at long last. Once we do, the impact crater and whatever creature it shelters will be ours for the taking. I don't understand. One of the artifacts was literally at the artifact temple, just sitting there. Like, did it sense that Samus showed up and then revealed itself and it was just hidden to the pirates beforehand? Maybe only her Chozo Bade suit can see and pick them up and interact with them. Oh, you know what? They just look like pieces of data. They're probably just like encryption ciphers. 12 different encryption ciphers you need in order to turn off the shield. Replacement of Deca Triticalite. Can't say I know what that one. With phazon-infused fungal matter, an elite ration mix has been authorized. Hold on. Deca Triticalite. Is that a form of mushroom? The bugs eat mushrooms? Security requests deployment of elite pirates in Metroid quarantine areas. The high casualties suffered by standard pirate units deployed in Metroid areas is not acceptable. They just keep dying. It just keeps happening. Reconfiguration of security drones authorized. Deploy new drones to mission critical areas immediately. Space pirate encrypted data decoded. We've come to another dead end. It is clear now that we will never discover the locations of the Chozo's artifacts until we can decipher the messages carved into the statues in this abominable temple. Our language databases are woefully inadequate, and our linguistic analysts can come up with little more than vague theories. The best hypothesis that we can offer is that finding artifacts will require items spiritually linked to the Chozo civilization. However, without these items, we are lost, and Command grows more impatient by the duty. Results must be produced soon. Yeah, that kind of presents it. The reason why we can interact with them is probably because of the fact that one, we know how to speak Chozo, and two, our suit's probably one of the only things left in the universe that can interact with them anymore, because the Chozo have gone extinct. Oh man, those diggity darn pirates are going to be real embarrassed when I open it up. They've been trying to do this for years. So yeah, the pirates have actually been here for a long time. Oh, I hate this section. I don't remember how to turn the gas off. Extra strength gas, boys. I guess I can just leave. That's fine, too. Uh-oh. The big angry lives here. No! I need my beam. Good night. Sleep tight. Let the bedbugs chew your ass open. Oh, man. Thought I got him. Oh, I was hitting him through the wall for some reason. Oh, that was cool. What if I shoot it over here? Dude, look at it recurve its trajectory. Oh, he's dead. It's not gonna work now. Who else is in here? Alright, you're dead. Watch this. How's it going? It's not going very well for you. And you're dead. What the hell? Wow. So if it's not a direct hit, the splash damage is its own set of damage numbers. I didn't know that. It's kind of cool, though. He actually managed to have a few hit points left over after the splash damage did him in. We can just continue, but I don't think we want to, right? One of these has got to be a map room. And I'm pretty sure going down is the way I need to go to continue. Shit, do we get power bombs before we get grapple? This doesn't fit my narrative. Look at that dumb pirate, he's all sideways. Even the big dumb pirates cannot defeat the science man lady. Yeah, this is another benzodiazepinium. Hold on, that's bothering me. I gotta look that up. You and you. Oh, shit, that's not right. No, you stay there. Windows control that way. There we go. And then also, I'm gonna add a new one. And this one's gonna have the webpage for doing research. Bendesnium. Metroid. Metroid Wiki. Alright, it seems like it's an entirely made up thing. The only reason I'm really worried about it or bothered by it is I've been burned by that before where I'm like, oh yeah, that's clearly a made up video game word. Malachite? Oh, that's a real thing. But I had never heard it before, so I just kind of made the assumption that it was a made-up word. And then I said that, I think I brought it up in conversation at one point with somebody that it was a made-up word, and they're like, you having a go? You doing all right there? Nitrates are not responding to synthetic sustenance. We have reason to believe that they only gain nourishment from active bioenergy sources. All magnetic rail systems access must be approved by security. Metroids from the initial batch have matured to hunter phase. Be advised that the hunter Metroids have a siphon tentacle. It can attack with it from a distance, as opposed to the close combat tactics used by little babies. But we've seen one hunter Metroid already. Increased aggression levels observed in the latest elite pirate units. Give them more morphine, it'll be fine. Metroid activity is accelerating. Yeah, that tends to be what happens when you do stuff with Metroids. They's bad. They's bioweapons. Get rid of them. Volunteers for weapons training. Oh, I can scan it from both sides. Cryopod damaged. Immediate maintenance required. All available trooper reports to Mine Security Command. You know what I would like to see? I would love it if we could have like a scan visor like this, but instead of it being a scan for a moment and then you have text that shows up underneath, if it would be like a live text is scrambling and being overwritten. You know like how we have smart cameras that use AI to try to do translations live through the viewfinder of your camera? I would love it if we could see stuff like that in Prime 4, where you just turn the scan visor on and it just has text floating over what's relevant to the text, including bosses. Our enemies will tremble before the might of our elite forces, as Samus has already killed one accidentally. Unauthorized Metroid feeding is strictly prohibited, including killing yourself by feeding yourself to the Metroids. Death to the Hunter. No, don't think that's what this says. I don't think you need a bar chart to say death to the Hunter. That's just my opinion, though. Test results from battle simulation Samus Aran promising. Elite units report a 74% success ratio against Aran in testing. Does that mean 74% of people who fight the elite pirates for the first time die? Elite Command is pleased, but expects a higher ratio by the project's end. Yeah. Big numbers go big up. Increase Bombu patrols in unauthorized areas. So they're just manufacturing Bombus then? Scramble all area units immediately. Flight pattern Sigma 4 is in effect. This is just flavor text. There's just a bunch of flavor text everywhere. Elite Pirate Upsilon's propensity for Phazon has enabled our research team to infuse it far beyond our safety restrictions, and the results have been extremely encouraging. Its constant Phazon diet has increased its mass exponentially, but it has remained all mental faculties and shows dexterity with all elite weaponry, including plasma incendiary launchers and the chameleon manta issued for cloaking purposes. Elite Pirate Upsilon exhibits miraculous healing abilities. It seeks out Phazon deposits and coats itself in the substance, which instantly mends the creature's wounds. The subject, which we are codenaming the Omega Pirate, based off of these developments, shows potential to be a new standard for our armies. Our only concern at this point is its potential overdependence on Phazon. Dude, though? Dude? I love this form of foreshadowing. Unit indent code batch on field designated elite pirate. Because it's like, alright, now that you've brought that up, we have to fight it in the future, and now we get to get all giddy about it before we get to that point. It's so cool. And down we go. Oh no, not this room. Wait, did we fight? Oh, I remember getting scared as hell. Like, oh, this is a tiny room. Don't make me fight another Omega Pirate in here. I will most certainly do the die if that happens. I don't think there's anything else in here, though. There might be like a special item behind him after we get the power bomb. Nearby energy flux has caused a malfunction in this panel. Cryostasis tank. Unit modified for elite pirate storage. Yeah, don't know. Alright, I think we're just about ready to get the power bomb. Yep. I don't know why I was thinking we got the power bomb before the grappling hook. Funnily enough, you actually have to use the power bomb to get the grappling hook, now that I'm remembering correctly. Dynamo maintenance team is not responding to a service call. Rerouting request to central command. Phazon processing and security systems are taxing the dynamo beyond safety tolerance. Though the conversion to geothermal power is easing the drain on our systems, it is not enough. Further power use at the current level could lead to system failure. Oh boy, let's turn all the lights on. I love this design for these platforms. It's so pretty. I think we only need to jump on these in order. Oh, you know what? The design, I was like, okay, well, why do they even need that? There's like pipes and stuff holding them up on those ones over there. Those ones are quite literally being held up by like this blue force field. Because these ones, although they are on pipes, probably the blue force field's holding up the pipes as opposed to the other way around. Alright, yep. We can't continue. Not only is there the giant, you need the power bomb to progress pile of rubble, but there's also a lock on the door behind it. The pirates did it. They've successfully locked me in. We'll never get out of this room now. Oh, shit. When the hell did these guys show up? Oh, is this a pretend boss? Look at him. He's adorable. I would like to scan him, though. Oh, I gotta go scan this. It's comprised of Mendenznium. Besnenensium. Do I need to get him to shoot the thing? Multiple safety system malfunctions. Unit should be taken offline immediately. Big bads will happen soon. Yeah, look at... We get power bombs by absorbing the core of what is effectively a giant power plant. Like, they didn't find a Chozo relic and then modify that into being... Shit, can we track him with thermal visor? I don't think so. Nope. I remember this fight being unnecessarily difficult. Because of the fact that you don't have free aim on the GameCube. So, like, you can see him, you know where he is, because he's making lights and shit. Oh, no, he's just bouncing that shit off of him. Alright, what about Power Beam? Oh, that's bouncing off. Ice Beam? I can't tell if it's bouncing off or not. Nope, that's bouncing off. Shit. I legit don't remember. I thought it had something to do with, like, attacking the dynamo and making it blow up, and that would take him out. But, yeah, you can even see the power bomb pick up underneath. I'd rather not die here. But we just keep getting chip damage. And we can't leave out the door we came in. Is there something on the dynamo we can shoot? Because until the dynamo itself explodes, I don't think we have access to going underneath it. Yeah. Because this is like a little puzzle we have to do after the boss battle. You can even really call it that. I don't... I legitimately don't remember how this fight works. That shit just bounces off. I'm pretty sure it's not missiles. Although, you know, I haven't tried missiles yet. Y'all ever heard of the Let's Player's Curse? My brain was totally okay with it being missiles, but no, I just couldn't try it. So now we have a little lightning maze that we have to go through. That has the timer noise on it that makes it sound like you're not going to be able to make it in time or something. If I blow up this liquid, it will certainly destroy every connection over here. Because that's how the science future works. Hey, do you think they'll mind if I... God damn it. If I boost ball my way through here? It probably won't be an issue, right? I did it! I boosted into the cutscene. Well, that was great. And then it just cuts off our access to underneath there. Press down while you're in morph ball mode. Oh boy, we got 3 power bombs. This is a save room, I believe. Yeah. No. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. It's actually kind of funny, to be honest. Jeez, we are on the way back half of the game now. Now that we have Power Bomb, we can go get X-Ray Visor. And then we get X-Ray Visor, we can use that with Power Bomb to get Grapple Hook. And then once we get Grapple Hook, we get the Plasma Beam. And then the Plasma Beam gets us the best goddamn suit in the game. Oh, no. We gotta take the secret pass. They can't get me through this glass. Once you're over here, you can scan that. And they all turned off. And then I shoot them anyway because they're big dumbs. That one does. Oh, I was gonna say that one doesn't even go back up in, but why is it so difficult to shoot them from here? Do you have to use missiles to kill them? Oh, maybe it's just the concussive blast. Yep. So it has to be a charge beam or a missile or something. Oh yeah, I forgot. The pickup for the power bomb is literally just like a smoking ball of energy. Alright, I believe we're supposed to backtrack now, actually. Because in order to progress through that area back there, we need grappling hook. And there's no other... Maybe the first area you don't, but I know you do need it as you progress further than that. So we'll mess around with the pirates a little bit. Oh no! Oh, charge beams is pain! You missed. Oh man. I was hoping I could go right up into his face. Shove the power beam down it. Like, you know, pull Ninja Theory and shove my gun inside of an enemy's mouth and then pull the trigger. Aren't they adorable? Report any force field malfunctions to Operation Command immediately. And they're also supposed to report Samus's too, but that's kind of hard to do when you're dead. Science team reminds all personnel to refrain from antagonizing Metroids. Severe penalties will be enforced for all violations. Don't give them the raspberry. They do not like it. They would be very sad. Upset at you even, because they can't raspberry you back. And do some more of these things. Water weight. My favorite. Suspension of the synthetic Metroid rations has been ordered. Synthetic Metroid rations to be replaced by live bioenergy sources. Oh boy. I'd love to be the pirate that read that one. Security now taking volunteers for hunting parties. The target is Bioform Samus. I think we met those hunting parties. Force field disengaged. Metroid containment area will be breached. Big warning. like they know. Alright, hold on, guys. I gotta read the rest of this lore. Phase on into the local fungi is proceeding as planned. This program has produced a cheap, viable ration for many of our Phazon-enhanced units. Ah, I gotcha. That's how they're making most of the slop for the big Phazon boys. Last one, I think. Invigoration fluid processes is normal. Studies indicate decreased aggression between elite pirates and irradiated Metroids. Science team believes the infusion of Phazon in these units may be forming a type of symbiosis between them. I wonder... Oh, there's another section on it. Further studies are underway. I wonder if it has anything to do with... Oh, hi! You are a Metroid. Metroids go freezy pop. Well, not if I am underneath the Metroid. I said Metroids go freezy pop. Stop! Stop! He just died! Rude. Aren't there 3? I guess the other one's probably back here. Yeah, he didn't even realize it was time to come out. Alright, so this is straight up telling you before you even get a chance that we have to backtrack now. We literally made it up to the room we needed to make it up to, but we didn't have power bombs at the time. What a world we live in. Look at that power bomb icon. This is so silly. Like, it does not... There's no possible way that I killed a Metroid and it dropped a ball with this, like, energy suspension system in it. Resupplies power bomb with 1 round of ammunition. Because in order to progress through this area, as you can see right there... I guess you can't see right there? There's an invisible platform right around here. Oh, there it is. It's moving, that's why. It's that puppy. It's one of the floating dudes that you can grapple onto. But we need the X-ray visor in order to get through there. And then after getting through there, I think that's where we get the grapple beam. Damn it, do we... This is a big backtrack. I'm not a... Yeah, because we're going to have to fight some of the elite pirates we came into contact with on the way back up again. Go over here. Oh, and there were 2 elevators. Oh, we can use the power bomb on this elevator to get up to Talon Place faster. And then come right back down again. And have a big, happy, fun day. Oh, I didn't scan this last time. Cryotank failure. Bioform life signs is dead. It's just 2 pieces of flesh. Not even that. You couldn't pass that off as bacon. Oh no. It's Ice Boys. I think I might, after I save here, take a short break. I'm gonna go move around a bit. He started spinning before the ice came off. Move around a little bit, get the blood flowing. I'm also gonna look up where to find all the combo beams so that we can get those without having to worry about it. Bring around Rosie, pockets full Fosey, ashes, ashes, you're all dead. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna take a short break here real quick, probably about 10 minutes or so. So I'll see you in a moment, and we'll finish the rest of the Metroid Prime. It'll be a good time for all to be had. I promise.